And what up? Good Thursday morning. It is Ben at 10. I'm meteorologist Ben Piney here in the Extol Media Studios in New Albany on this Thursday, May the 8th. And we've had a couple little showers kind of pass through this morning. Mostly dry through the morning time overall. But after about 2 p.m., we're going to start to ramp up some of our rain chances. And as I bring up the radar there, you can see the live scan. And there is just a few of these showers that we'll be tracking. So we're going to be popping up the radar here and there throughout our program this morning. We'll wait for some folks to get on board before we really start to dig into that forecast. And hey, we might even talk about some cicadas. So it was a couple of, a few years ago, back in 2021, when we had the Brood X. And that was a 17-year cycle of a brood. And I'm learning a lot about cicadas this morning, and I'm happy to share that with you. And you can eat cicadas if you're feeling like it. If you're getting a hankering for some cicadas, you can actually eat them. You can find some recipes online, but it does provide a lot of protein. Actually, for the animal world, it actually can kind of influence nature when we have these big explosive broods across the area. Not every county will have the explosion of cicadas this year, but it's Brood XIV 14, and they're going to start to emerge here through the month of May as we get our soil temperatures up into the 60s. So that's just a little teaser. We're going to show you some videos, some pictures, and dive into some of the science of cicadas and how it interplays with our weather as well as we warm things up. And again, we're just looking at mostly cloudy sky. We're starting to see a little sunshine peeking back through as we look live here in New Albany, Indiana, uptown portion of New Albany, there at Vincennes and Market. We had a little shower pass through an hour or two ago, but looking now mainly dry in New Albany. And again, as we bring up the radar view there, you can see some showers on the east end of Louisville, over towards Shelbyville, and then up towards Oldham County and LaGrange. As far as Indiana, not much rainfall happening as we head out towards the western sections of Crawford County around English. You've got some spotty showers there that you can see, and they're pretty slow movers as well. And then a couple sprinkles up towards, it looks like the Muscatatuck River there on the northern border of Washington County and into Jackson County, Indiana, and around Mitchell, Indiana. You guys have just a little bit of light rainfall in your area, but we're going to see more widespread scattered showers and some thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon as a cold front begins to drop into the area. So plenty to talk about here on this Thursday, May the 8th. Thanks for popping in to Ben at 10. We've got Beverly Haggis, loyal viewer here from Borden, Indiana. Thanks for watching here, Beverly. And Judy Tyndall, good morning from Cloverport, Kentucky. We've got, was that Ginger or is that Elvira? We've got a couple kitties in the studio and they like to talk. Let them talk. Good morning also from, again, Teresa Wilkins. Good morning to you. All right, and want to give a shout out, as always, to our partners, sponsors, advertisers. Ivy Tech Community College in Sellersburg. They meet you where your needs are in your life, in your career, help you advance your career in whatever direction that you want to go. I believe it's around June 6th. They'll have the summer sessions. You can register now. They've got new classes and sessions every 8 weeks, I believe. And we're going to be talking with them, maybe heading live to their campus next week or the following week and talking about Tuesdays at the Tech. And maybe we'll even get their mascot, Ivan the Ivy Tree, out there as well. Lions Roofing. They've been very helpful on a personal level with my mom's roof. I showed pictures of that about a month ago where the tree came down and they've already fixed fixed and matched up, which was tough. The shingles from, she built her house 7 years ago, had to put some new shingles in, had to match them up because a full roof wasn't approved. They did that, replaced the gutters in a very timely fashion. So thanks to Lions Roofing. Go to lionsroofingco.com for more information. They're also linked up on our weather page, xtolmag.com/weather, which we always visit the web page because we've got a lot of weather resources there that I use on a regular basis. And thanks to Brad Weddington, by the way. If you want to rewatch yesterday's episode, we had about a 10 to 15 minute interview talking about all things about custom home building, things around the house, and all that good stuff. And of course, NWSB. I stopped by the downtown branch yesterday, and people you know wherever you go, and that was true for me. They knew me by name there when I popped in, helped me with some different things that I was dealing with my banking. So NWSB, and they have a pitch-in project going away for Project Recovery. If you're doing some spring cleaning, you can bring in plastic bags, paper bags, tote bags, backpacks, duffel bags, lunch bags, any NWSB location. Of course, you don't have to be a member, but you can definitely help out with Project Recovery with that. So again, thank you to all of our partners here on Ben at 10 and Extol Media. Thanks for popping on to my either my Facebook page, meteorologist Ben Piney, P-E-I-N-E. Can I spell my own name? There you can see it right about there, P-E-I-N-E. I'm still getting questions about that. It's just the name I was given when I was born. And then when I got into TV, they wanted to change it, make it more simple, P-I-N-E, and just back to who I am. And when you have that E before the I, like Heine Brothers, it's Piney, and it's German origin. There's actually a big city in Germany called Piney that I think was started in the year 1200 when I looked it up last time. Also, Extol Media on Facebook and Extol Weather on Facebook. We got the replay there. Thanks for watching. If you're watching the replay later today, put that comment below, even if it's a replay, whether this afternoon or evening. We like to see those numbers go up throughout the day. And then also on Extol Media on YouTube. We got our live stream up as well, extolmag.com/weather. So again, we're talking about some sunshine right now, but we're also talking about the potential for some scattered showers. You can see the live view downtown New Albany bottom left, and then some scattered light rain in some spots right now in some areas. Along and north of 64 is where we have most of those showers at the moment. All right, also want to tell you, since we were talking about some of our sponsors, we remove that, bring this one up, and why am I not seeing that one, Jason? It's the slides. Oh, there we go. That was weird. It didn't want to pop up. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, so you can also become an advertising partner if you would like. You can contact me, Ben at extolmagazine.com. You can write that down right there or just replay it and check it out. Jason at extolmag.com, extolmag.com. We've been averaging over 2 million views per month the last 90 days. So again, if you have any friends or family that have an organization or business and want to partner up, we would love to do so. Give them a shout and just help each other out here throughout southern Indiana. I'm going to go ahead and bring back there the radar and satellite. Again, I'm just kind of perusing, doing a little tour of the radar across the area. Had a couple showers move through Floyd County, Clark County a little bit earlier this morning. You see that just off to the east into Metro Louisville, into Oldham County right now. And there you can see that motion. It's just kind of fairly slow moving. You've got one batch in Indiana kind of moving north a little bit, and then you got another batch kind of sliding to the east. And we are going to have a front move through this afternoon that'll give us some scattered showers and some thunderstorms. And when we take a look at the forecast here for today, we're going to get into the cicada talk as well. And I want to bring up a few comments here since we're just starting things off here. Where are we at? About 10:08 on your Thursday morning, May 8th. So we have a good morning from Vicki Berger. I just mowed, so the rain will make it grow again. Yeah, so my yard's probably in that mid stage, about to explode. Hopefully I can get to it over the next couple of days. I know the pain there with trying to mow the yard. How are your sinuses doing? Mine are exploding. I don't know if it's mold. I didn't have a problem with the tree and grass pollen earlier, but how damp it's been, the mold spores can release. All that fungi out there doesn't make me a fun guy, if you know what I'm saying. All right, I'll stick to my day job. All right, Keith Hennessy, $5 if you keep the rain away. I'll try, neighbor Keith. I'll try for you. How about, yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. Give me that $5 tomorrow. Dorothy McDaniel, good morning from Marengo. And we might just want to get in the caves in Marengo to get away from all the rain that we've had here lately. Angela, good morning. Keep being you, Ben. Enjoy your day. And Jason Storm, great program, Ben. Jason and I were introduced into the world of travel softball kind of by accident. Didn't even know what that world of travel ball was back when Hannah Piney, my daughter, was 7 years old. So we were introduced to that world there. Awesome guy there, Jason Storm. Thanks for watching here this morning. And Katie Smith, Rain, Rain, Go Away. Speaking of travel ball, my daughter used to play with her daughter as well. Senior night tonight. Yeah, so it's going to be scattered. It's going to be hit or miss. There will be some that get the rain, some that don't. I hope for all of you that don't want the rain, which is most of us, that you do dodge it. All right, we're going to get into that forecast here. And we got one more comment popping in. Every time I get a chance to fish, it rains. Sometimes the fishing's good, though, when it rains. Just had a good report in Brookville Lake, where I grew up fishing and skiing and wakeboarding up in Brookville, Indiana. They caught like 30 walleye up there when it was raining all day. So sometimes the rain can help. Good luck if you're heading out there, Gary. And I want to mention here in Sellersburg, we've got a grand opening of Mad Comics. I used to be into that comic world. I'm into a lot of different hobbies these days. I used to be a comic book nerd back in the day. I always loved drawing. And there is a grand opening with special guest, Adam Kleinert Art. He's going to be showing his awesome showing there. That is at 400 North Indiana Avenue, Sellersburg, Indiana. And there you see some pieces of his artwork. And you can also go to Adam Kleinert Art, which is spell out what you see there, adamkleinertart.com, and you can see some of his future showings, some of his artwork, way to purchase it there. But a grand opening in Sellersburg, just always good to see new businesses opening up locally. That is in Sellersburg, and that showing Saturday, that is 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. May 10th. So this coming Saturday, check that out. All right, so now we're going to talk about something that I want to talk about here before we get into the dirty details of the forecast. That is a nymph stage of a cicada. And I took that picture back in 2021 when we had the explosion of the Brood X, Brood 10. So we're going to get into the science of cicadas because there is a good chance that some counties along the river, especially Floyd and Harrison County, and sometimes it can spread out a little bit, but also our Kentucky counties as well. We're going to have the emergence of Brood XIV this month. You need your soil temperatures 8 inches below, down to where those little nymphs are, 64 degrees and above. So we're starting to get our soil temperatures into the 60s, so these little guys start to emerge. And what happens is, when they're in an adult stage, the mothers lay their eggs in the little grooves in the bark. The eggs hatch, the little nymphs follow the tree trunk down, they feed on the sap and the roots for 17 years, some of these guys, underground. Some of them are in 13-year cycles. Brood 1 through XV2, 1 through 17, is the 17-year cycles. Brood 18 through 30, they are the 13-year cycles. We're going to get deep into the cicada world here today. So we have a 17-year cycle popping up. The last time this cycle popped up was back in 2008 when our family moved here to Kentuckiana. So that is the nymph stage, still kind of the baby stage. But then, this is a cool picture I took back in 2021 on a pine tree near the cabin that I built up in the back of our property. You can see that it came out of its shell, came out of its nymph stage, and became an adult cicada. And they got a little W on their wings. So that was the Brood X back in 2021. So when they are in that stage, when they become the adult stage, these guys get to party for 3 weeks. They get to fly around. They get to chirp real loud. We're going to see a video of that here in just a second. And then they get to mate and make babies and have a ball for 3 weeks, and then they die. And then they spend 17 years underground again. What a life. What a life they live. So with that said, let's take a look at and turn your volume up on this. This is some pretty cool video here of the 2021 Brood X cicadas. Check this out. So pretty cool there. That was in front of my house, and I just remember it was just a chorus of those very, very loud cicadas. And of course, they're communicating to get to know one another and make the next brood. And it is interesting. Sometimes it'll be one county has one explosion and the next county doesn't. And it's who knows how they picked where to live. But this is where they live right now. So I made this map this morning. The yellow is the brood X. That was back in 2021. The light green is brood XIV14. Happened in 2008, happening this May. So that is like scattered counties in central and eastern Kentucky, but it also includes, if you look closely, Crawford County, Indiana, and then there's some lines with some hatch marks in Harrison County and Floyd County in Indiana. And then also up towards Madison County. So I'm thinking the counties along the Ohio River have the best chance for the emergence of the brood XIV cicada. So let us know, over the next few weeks as we get those soil temperatures to 64 degrees or above, 8 inches deep. We might see the emergence of those cicadas. Send us your pictures. You can always send me pictures, ben@extolmagazine.com. Or is it Extol at extolmag.com? Extol@extolmag.com, or you can also just post in the comments. We'll be talking about cicadas over the next. And you can eat them. You can get a nice little recipe. You can fry them up. You can put them on, you can bake them, whatever you want to do. Angela says, wow, creepy. Yeah, they're friendly little guys though. So they don't hurt you. Vicky Berger says, my daddy always followed the Farmer's Almanac and it was on point. Don't get me started on the Farmer's Almanac. Their forecast is typically garbage through the winter time. But I'm glad it worked for your family. JK, good morning. Good to see you this morning. Jay, thanks for tuning in here this morning as well. All right, so that is a look at that. We're going to look at that forecast as we bring it up here. We've got Perry Porter popping in this morning. Good morning, Ben. Can you hold off on the rain so I can mow my yard later? Not a guarantee on that today, Perry, but tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, we can give you that guarantee. In fact, I was talking yesterday that we wanted to not root for the GFS weather model, root for the European, root for the Canadian weather model. It kept it dry all the way through Mother's Day. The GFS has tagged along and keeps us dry through Sunday. All the weather models are dry through this weekend. So let's keep that trend going, especially for the moms out there. Got to get in the yard and plant all those flowers for mom, which I'll be doing this weekend. All right, so the forecast today, 74 degrees, scattered rain and some thunderstorms, northeast wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, sunset at 8:41. The severe weather threat super low. There might be a couple thunderstorms that, we pick up some lightning, some gusty winds, and maybe a little bit of hail. But the severe weather threat very low for our area. It will be mild though, great looking temperatures, and the wind is not going to be strong today unless you're caught under one of those thunderstorms. But generally a northeast breeze at around 5 to 10. A northeast breeze because we do have a front that's going to be moving through the area this afternoon. I don't know if you can hear it in my nasal passages, but I'm getting hit hard by something. It could be the mold, but also the tree and grass pollen, moderate tomorrow, and then high Saturday as we dry out and everything's growing. It's going to be spreading. That's how the plants reproduce as well, all that pollen in the air. You can hear me sniffling a little bit. Hopefully a big old sneeze doesn't come because I was getting hit hard by the sneezes yesterday. And I will say, on a personal note, I kind of forgot how to sneeze. A weird story. I had a septoplasty for a deviated septum a few years ago, and they roto-rooted my nose out. And for 2 weeks, they've got these things that are stuffed in your nose. Let me know if you've ever had this. Love the doctor, the ENT. Said moderate pain. Seemed a little bit worse than what the story was in the beginning, but it's probably how all surgeries go. But they stuff these little bags up in your nose for a couple weeks, so you have to sneeze out of your mouth. And my brain hasn't kind of relearned how to do a normal sneeze yet, and I've been sneezing like crazy. So stay away from me if the sneezes are coming on. There you can kind of hear it. It's coming. Beverly Haggis, to get you some good local honey. Yeah, that does help. And I've got kind of a nerd theory as well, meaning if you're inside all the time and you're not getting hit by everything that's outside, and there might be an ENT that says this is total garbage, this is what I'm saying right now. But if you're hit by all of the pollens out there. Hope you kind of get used to it. But if you're allergic, really bad, you're going to be allergic either way. But perhaps if what's the word I'm looking for? You're immersed in it. I'm going to bring out Big Happy here. So if you're out in the pollen, maybe it helps a little bit if you get used to it. If you're out mowing your yard, I never use a mask when I mow my yard. Cheers. With all the allergies, it has made me a little bit more tired. So it's time for a little second round of coffee. But Beverly Haggis says, get you some local honey to help out with your allergies. Immune. I become immune to it. There it is, JK's. I always need a little help here, especially when my allergies are kicking in. Yeah, like free immunity if you go out and get hit by the pollen out there. All right, so the play ball forecast. We've had some questions about this. We got a senior night. I think it's Silver Creek softball. Is that time of the year where you're ramping up right into the middle, latter stages of the season. You're starting to get into conference games. Things are getting more important, and unfortunately, more scattered showers out there. So my daughter's got a match versus South Central at Borden, and my son's up in Henryville. My son got to pitch 6 straight innings yesterday versus Corden. They got the win. It got close towards the end of the game, but it was a good game out there. And we're up in Henryville today. So hopefully we dodge it, but it is going to be hit or miss with the showers and thunderstorms. 70s before you get that rain. When you get the rain and towards the later evening hours, that front moves south, we'll start to trend towards the 60s. You may want to grab that jacket just in case that we start to get that cooler air working in 6 to 8 p.m. and a northeast wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunset's at 8:41 now, and we get that 9 p.m. sunset. And typically we get our first 90-degree day by around May 31st. Our low tonight, 50 degrees. Showers will diminish after sunset, and we'll have a gradual clearing trend as we head through the overnight hours with a low of around 50 degrees, north wind at around 10, and our sunrise tomorrow morning at around 6:37. Oh, we've got the young Sarah Shemansky, young astronauts at the elementary are launching their rockets today. Hope it holds off for that. Yeah, it's kind of an isolated shower chance, Sarah, through, I would say, midday after 2 p.m., ramping up the rain chance more and more. So can't rule out the isolated shower like we already had in some spots this morning, but more widespread as we head into the afternoon. We're going to dig into that weather model data here in just a moment as well. Diana Piney, my stepmom, and Brady's grandmother says, congratulations, Brady. Yeah, he had a good outing. His first time he made it through 6 innings and let up 5 runs, got the win. So it was a good game last night. All right, as we look ahead to tomorrow's forecast, we'll bring it at full screen. Normal high, 76. Normal low, 57. 52 degrees, 8 a.m., noon, 65. I'm just hand signaling to Jason over here. I might need the Kleenex. I brought it into the other room here in just a second. Again, the allergies are wild. 70 degrees tomorrow at 4 p.m. So upper 60s to around 70 degrees. Thank you, Jason. And bear with me as I blow my nose a second. There we go. That's just delicious, isn't it? Hey, misery loves company. If you too have the allergies. There you go. We're all better. Okay. We'll pause for a Kleenex break. So that's the forecast tomorrow. Fantastic Friday. And we'll have just kind of a light breeze from the northeast for tomorrow. Actually, it might gust around 10 to 15 in the afternoon. 7-day forecast, a marvelous Mother's Day weekend. My gift to the moms out there, 74 for Saturday and sunshine. Keeping it dry. Should be mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 78 degrees. That is getting back to normal. Again, normal high 76. By Sunday, normal highs will be around 77. Upper 70s on Monday. It looks like a chance of some showers moving in with an upper level low pressure system Monday afternoon especially. And then scattered showers Tuesday. That's a 60% chance with a high of 76. Notice the warmer trend next week. Rising heights, meaning the atmosphere is expanding with a warmth. 80 degrees Wednesday, 84 Thursday. Maybe a lingering shower Wednesday, but mostly dry there. So things are looking good in this 7-day forecast. And for the early growing season, obviously we've had plenty of moisture in the ground. And with those mild temperatures at night and in the afternoon, things are going to be shooting up. And thankfully, we haven't had to worry about frost or anything like that. But as we bring up the radar. We'll do another check of radar, and then we'll get to the weather model data and another look outside as well. So right now we have the showers. Whoop. I always do that. I always get crazy with the zoom. All right, so Mount Washington. I know we always have some viewers from Mount Washington there in Bullitt County. The Bullitt East area, you got a couple showers passing through your area. Louisville's starting to dry out. And then Shelbyville still has some rain, and some of that rain moving from Oldham and into Henry County, Kentucky, a little bit wet up in Trimble County and into the Carrollton area. Madison, you're missing out on that rain right now. Hey, Austin, Indiana, you've got just a little bit of a sprinkle on the north side of town. Really, that's heading towards the Crothersville area with a sprinkle, so not a big deal there. I'll go ahead and bring this full screen so you can see it a little bit better. But there's Crothersville, Austin, and dry in Scottsburg right now. And then we got a little bit of a batch of some light rain that's been moving through the Mitchell area. Love the live scan on the HD radar. You can see just how clearly this is, and you can see the roads as well. So there's a look at Highway 60 where it comes to 37. I'll be taking that trip a lot to IU as my daughter goes there this fall. West down 64. Now we're starting to see a couple little showers here moving into southern Harrison County around the New Amsterdam area. A little sprinkle near Corden. And then English getting most of some of this light scattered rainfall right now, and that's starting to ease into southwestern Washington County off to the southwest of Hardinsburg right now. And then a little bit more of that rain in Du Bois County and into the Ferdinand area and into Perry County. So that's where we have some of that rainfall at the moment. That's a little tour of the rain. And as we bring up a downtown New Albany live cam, there you can see some scattered clouds, a little hole of blue sky there as we look here at the corner of Vincennes and Market, where I am speaking live here. We got a green light heading down Vincennes right now, and a green light, unfortunately, for some showers and thunderstorms for this afternoon. So we're going to get back to the weather model data. And for today, by the way, as far as, yeah, we've got a chance of a couple of thunderstorms this afternoon, but just kind of to ease your mind, this is a look at the severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center. And basically, I would say just generally counties along the Ohio River, kind of hugging the Interstate 64 corridor south, that darker green color, that's level 1 out of the 5 severe weather risk categories. So lowest level risk from the Storm Prediction Center, and then a little better risk of some stronger thunderstorms with the heating of the day later today in southeastern Kentucky down into Tennessee. I know yesterday we had someone, was it Beverly, heading down towards Gatlinburg. That is an area where there is a slight risk of some strong to severe thunderstorms with maybe some gusty winds and some hail, frequent cloud to ground lightning as well. Now as we move to the future radar, we're going to load up a couple of the high resolution weather model graphics. And this first one here is the NAM 3 kilometer. This is at 11 o'clock, and it's doing pretty well with just basically some scattered light stuff across the area. We've got Lillian Lasley. I want to pop up Lillian's comment here while I take a little sip from the Big Happy. All right, appreciate all the hard work. Hard work. 66 at Lillian's house. Thanks for that comment. And Beverly, yes, I was in Gatlinburg yesterday. It was cool and rainy. So Beverly's back in Borden with some more showers and thunderstorms for today as well. So this is at 1 p.m. today. Notice, not crazy at that point in time. And from what I have seen, we're going to compare two different weather models. From this morning, the NAM 3 kilometer delays the showers and thunderstorms a little bit later this afternoon. The high resolution rapid refresh weather model, the HRRR, brings in the scattered showers and thunderstorms a little bit sooner, like 2 p.m. later, the more widespread chance. I know there's a couple showers out there right now, but more widespread later this afternoon. Vicky popping in here with, I finally had to get antibiotics in one hip and short of steroids in the other hip and antibiotic pills to get over mine. Had it January through March. Don't want to get it back, but it feels like I could. Yeah. Hopefully all well for you. Wishing you the best there. Vicky Berger, daily watcher. Thanks for tuning in here this morning. All right, now we're getting into 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 o'clock. And again, this one's a little bit slower weather model. I'm kind of buying the HER right now as far as a little bit earlier solution of showers and thunderstorms. But there you can see late afternoon is when we start to see, and this is going to be kind of hit or miss in nature. If you miss, I hope it does. We've had too much rain, and I know there's a lot going on outside. Maybe you want to get done around the house or ball games going on. But if you get the rain, again, it's just going to kind of random scattered showers and thunderstorms for later on today. There you can see this is at 6 p.m., starting to grow those showers and thunderstorms and becoming more widespread late afternoon, early evening with the NAM 3-kilometer weather model. And I'll just briefly bring this up full screen as this is at 8 p.m. So this is the showers and thunderstorms lining up along this cold front that's moving from north to south across the area, sparking these scattered showers and thunderstorms, giving us that lift, that ramp to get those showers and thunderstorms up in the air. All right, so then after sunset, as I mentioned, we'll start to see this activity diminish into Kentucky. Southern Indiana begins to dry out. So that is the NAM 3-kilometer. I'm going to bring up the high-resolution rapid refresh weather model. We are now on the HER. It also initializes well with just a little spotty stuff out there. And I'm going to go to like 1 p.m. right here. Just kind of spotty again. And this is 2 o'clock. So notice it ramps up things a little sooner than the NAM 3-kilometer. And there you can see random, scattered about, hit or miss, splash and dash, showers and thunderstorms across the area. And this is at 4 o'clock. Both of the weather models call for the most widespread chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms late afternoon into the early evening time. And this is at around 5 o'clock. This is 6 o'clock. So this is not good news, again, for a lot of the after-school programs. So this would show you that darker color of like purple and pink in there. That would indicate, a chance for a couple strong thunderstorms that may pack a little bit of hail, isolated strong winds, locally heavy rainfall, and some frequent lightning strikes. Low severe weather threat as this moves through our area. All right, so that is at 6. Here comes 7 o'clock. We've got Carmen Ducharme. Good morning, Ben. Finally caught you live. Have a wonderful Wednesday. But hey, Carmen, thanks for watching the replays. That is just as important to us. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the comment this morning. And we've got a Maryland Stewart. Good morning. Raining at West Boggs, where we came to fish. What yesterday's weather. Hopefully you'll get a good window of some dry time there at West Boggs, out towards Lagodi, I believe is where West Boggs is. So hopefully you do some good fishing, have some luck, and maybe the rain will be good luck there for you, Maryland. All right, we've got to 8 p.m. here on the HER, the HRRR weather model, and very similar to the NAM 3-kilometer. The only thing I notice as a difference between the two high-resolution weather models for today is that the HER brings it in maybe a couple hours earlier as far as the more widespread rain. And yeah, a couple showers now, but you can see it explodes a little bit more later this afternoon as that cold front drops from north to south across the area. Either way, both show late afternoon, early evening is going to be the highest chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Now notice here at around 9, 10 o'clock, we're starting to see that move into central Kentucky and out of southern Indiana. So shouldn't be long after sunset where we see things settle down over southern Indiana. And we're looking at about a ½ inch or less in most locations. Now, yes, if you get a thunderstorm that dumps for maybe like a half hour, like locally, you might pick up to an inch of rainfall. But I'm not expecting any flooding with this, maybe a little, some puddles and some spots and things like that. But I'm not concerned about flooding as this moves through our area. And Maryland says, yes, it is. We caught several yesterday. Thank you. We make the best of it. Hard to complain when you're out there on the lake. No doubt about that. All right, so it is, by the way, you're watching the middle portion of our program as we're digging into the weather model data here and looking at the high resolution weather models here in the short term. We're going to get you through a dry Mother's Day tomorrow, Saturday, Mother's Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The next upper level low pressure system looks to move in Monday, Tuesday of next week. So we'll take a peek of that as well. Might as well take a peek outside as the clouds have filled in a little bit more as we're looking live here with our downtown New Albany camera. Technically, perhaps uptown New Albany, as some folks are driving by there on Vincennes and at the stoplight there on Market. I got to take a nice walk, actually. Hey, Ginger. You guys want to meet Ginger? Come here, Gingy. Is Gingy gonna be nice? Well, this is Ginger. Hi, Gingy. She's such a sweetheart. She greets me every morning when I come in. Hi, Gingy. She's a good girl. But she likes to chime in every once in a while. There you go. We got Ginger and Elvira who are camping out here. All right, we got Jeanette Pierce. Good morning, Ben. Weather looks great and for the weekend. It really does. All right, took a little ginger break there. And one more swig of the coffee. Good for the allergies. And then we're going to jump head past our Mother's Day weekend. Also want to look at the Climate Prediction Center. We always love the orange and red colors when we... Jason Storm, curious where 2025 falls in terms of record rainfalls. So Jason, I was looking up April, because we picked up like 9.5 inches. It looked like that was around the 5th wettest on record. Top 5, not bad. That's why you have all that river flooding and some of the highest levels that we saw since 1997. So good question. My son had the same question the other day as well. All right, let's bring up the Climate Prediction Center, and then we'll jump ahead to next week's rain, and then we'll also look at a recap of the forecast. And maybe a recap of the cicadas as well, in case you're popping on. I know there's some like first half Bennett 10 viewers and then last half viewers sometimes, depending when you're popping in here. So try to do some recaps as well. Climate Prediction Center. They are a division of the National Weather Service. So look at this. So this is the 6 to 10 day outlook. What does this mean? So the Climate Prediction Center says the deeper red color, the much higher chance of above normal temperatures. So this is looking into next week. So we're kind of a little bit below normal temperatures tomorrow, near 70, and then we're back to normal temperatures Saturday, Sunday, and then I'm seeing some 80s later next week. And Lillian says, she is beautiful. Yeah, the tabby cat, the orange tabby cat, Ginger. All right, so western United States, colder than normal. That means there's a trough in the jet stream. The trough fills in with cool air. We talked a bit about this yesterday. And then a big ridge or hump in the jet stream that fills in with warm air from the south. Sometimes weather is not that complicated, even though it seems like it. Wavy jet stream, though. That means when the jet stream is wavy, sometimes you're going to get warm spells, cool spells, periods of some showers and thunderstorms. Looking ahead to the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. It still has the eastern half of the United States, so we're looking at about 2 weeks out with more above normal temperatures than below normal temperatures. So perhaps the rest of May will be leaning warmer and warmer. Now we're going to bring up the GFS weather model. And we're going to look ahead to next week because, again, we're going to be dry Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to bring up the high resolution, and then we're going to move to the 12th morning, which is Monday morning. All right, so what is this? Where are we looking at here? That is Monday morning at 8 a.m., next upper level low pressure system creeping up from the south. The GFS is a little bit sooner than the European weather model, but notice the trend. It starts to bring in some scattered showers our way. This is at 2 p.m. Monday. So if you have, try to get that lawn mowed again this weekend, and then it'll get another drink early next week. This here is at 5 p.m. Monday. So do you guys remember all the talk of this upper level low pressure system? So you've got this at about 18 to 30,000 feet up in the air, a counterclockwise spin in the atmosphere as I draw this out. Low pressure, rising air, and it produces showers and thunderstorms. So scattered showers across the area. But we're on the warmer side of this upper level low this time. So we're not going to be cool in the 40s and 50s like we were Derby weekend. All right, as we move this ahead into, this is May the 13th, next Tuesday. There you can see the scattered showers continuing across the eastern United States and the Ohio Valley and Kentuckiana. So I've got that 60% chance of some showers for next Tuesday, May the 13th. This would be your Ben on a Limb segment of Ben at 10, where we're looking at the long range forecast. That's May 13th. And then the good thing about this upper level low, it actually does get a kick out of here a little bit sooner. And so we should be trending drier by the middle of next week. So I'm thinking right now, if I had to time it out right now, Monday afternoon into Tuesday would be the next best chance of some showers around the area after today. Today, yes, showers and thunderstorms, more widespread late this afternoon into the early evening. And then we get a nice Mother's Day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then some rain comes back Monday and a Tuesday next week. It would be nice if we get rid of these upper level lows and just like have a front move through every once in a while. They're much easier to time out. They don't linger as long. You get longer dry periods, but we've had just kind of a tough forecasting season, to be honest, across the area. All right, we are now at 10:41, and we're going to be looking at the forecast here in a moment. I actually haven't had a chance to bring up extolmag.com, by the way. And you can bring this up. It's got our live. You can bring this up full screen on your TV. It'll take you right to the YouTube. And please subscribe to our Extol Media channel on YouTube. That's going to get you linked up to, you can bring that up on your full screen in your living room or wherever. Obviously, I just talked about that, so it's got our live. If you want to learn more about who's talking to you, we got my bio up there with our social media links. Interactive radar, the 7-day forecast that I posted. And if you want to see, a recap of a lot of the maps that I show here on live Ben at 10 streaming, you can see them on my weather story right there. Lions Roofing popping up there. 812-294. It's going to pop right back up as well. You might want to check Libs Paving too every once in a while for some jobs. But 812-294-3595 is lionsroofingco.com. All right, off to the south of our page. I'm used to talking about maps, so I'm saying south of the page. Just scroll down the page. All right, let me bring up full screen of our interactive radar. And it also shows you, by the way, the temperatures and the winds. So this is a good tool here. If there's any alerts, it'll show you the alerts as well. It's got storm tracks too. It shows you the motion of the storm tracks. This has that little shower moving east. Let me bring this up full screen so you can see it. Love playing around with this interactive radar. So it shows the storm moving northeast around 9. Not much of a storm, by the way, just a shower. And it shows you the rainfall rates in the towns that it's going to be heading into. So specific locations with that storm track right there. And you can see where that rain's moving through the area. There's a little bit of lightning out west there around the Indiana and Illinois state line. As I put this in motion, it's just a very light breeze across the area from the northeast, around 5 miles per hour. And we have kind of an upper level system mixing with this cold front that's going to be dropping down from the north, and mild temperatures in the 60s all over our region. Looking farther off to the north, we're starting to see the milder air win out over more of the United States. All right, we'll get out of the full screen version there. But again, that is extolmag.com/weather. You can check that out anytime. And then I always like to just check out the fallsoftheohio.org webcam to take a look at what's happening live, just kind of a different view here. The river is a little bit above the normal pool stage, but certainly below flood stage. Everything looking lush and green across the area as we look over the railroad bridge towards the city skyline there and towards Ashland Park. So kind of a mixed sky of some sunshine peeking through the clouds as we take that live view here along the Ohio River. And the Bird Nerd update before we wrap up and give you a quick recap of the forecast. I'm going to back that up there as well. This was the biggest night that I've seen as far as the birds migrating. This is estimating 662 million birds in flight last night. And then once you get towards sunrise, you're going to see the sunrise line come through here. So there's sunrise right there. The birds take a bit of a break. So 600 million, just recommending to turn off the lights at night to help them get to their place. And so very interesting. We're in the peak of the migration of the birds across the region. And to get back to that forecast, we're going to remove this and pop up this. And here's a reminder, by the way, we've got a fun thing happening in Sellersburg. The grand opening of Mad Comics with a showing special guest, Adam Kleinert Art. You can go to Adam Kleinert Art, just spell that out.com, and see examples of his amazing work. Talented local artist out of Henryville, Indiana. Also, his art is good, but he's even a better guy. So go meet him. He's got future showings as well. This is Saturday, May the 10th, this Saturday in Sellersburg, 400 North Indiana Avenue in Sellersburg, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you're a comic nerd, like I used to be like crazy. I was into Wolverine. I had a lot of old comics too. Back in the day, my dad got me a few boxes of some really old comics. So it was kind of fun to learn more about that. Earlier, if you're just popping in, we were talking about Brood XIV. This is Brood 14, 17-year cycle. Last time the cicadas came out, this brood was back in 2008. So some counties along the Ohio River and much of Kentucky may see those nymphs come out of the ground, the nymph stage, come out of their shell, become an adult stage. They only last a few weeks. They only live a few weeks as they mate and fly around. So the light green, a lot of Kentucky areas, and then some of our southern Indiana counties. The yellow is Brood X. That was the explosion of cicadas that we had back in 2021. And this is the sound of those cicadas back in 2021. And I remember that very well. That was awesome to see that. So they're going to be popping out. We need soil temperatures around 64 degrees, 8 inches deep, and then those cicadas start to come out. A big protein source for animals, even yourself, if you want to get crazy. 74 degrees, the forecast high today with scattered rain and a few thunderstorms, northeast wind at around 5 to 10, and our sunset at 8:41. Moderate to high levels of pollen all the way through our Mother's Day weekend. I am feeling that, but I'm also throwing in the mold spores as you've got some mold coming out as well because of all the wet weather that we've had. The play ball forecast is going to be hit or miss showers and thunderstorms. Unfortunately, there could be several canceled ball games across the area. 70s when it's not raining, when it's raining 60s and getting cooler into the evening time. May want that rain jacket just in case. Could feel a little extra cool with that northeast breeze at around 5 to 10. So be prepared for that. Sunsets at 8:41, 9 p.m. and later sunsets begin May 31st. May 31st is typically when we have our first 90-degree day by then. So showers will diminish after sunset for southern Indiana, lasting a little longer in Kentucky. Gradual clearing overnight to a low of 50 degrees and looking really nice for our Friday. A fantastic Friday, May the 9th. A lower 50s to get started, 65 at noon tomorrow, 70 for the afternoon high, and we'll go mostly sunny in the afternoon. 7-day forecast, 74 Saturday, Mother's Day, upper 70s. The GFS, the Canadian, the European weather model have all come together to say it'll stay dry through the weekend. Let's keep that trend going. Holds off the rain mostly until Monday afternoon with a few showers popping back in with 78. We're on the warmer side of this upper level low pressure system, so 70s. And it looks like our next best chance of scattered showers will be Tuesday with a high of 76. And then that upper level low gets kicked off to the east, looking drier and warmer by the middle of next week. Got 80 going next Wednesday and next Thursday at 84 degrees. And so looking awesome. I want to remind you, if you know someone, or maybe it's you want to become an advertising partner, we can give you the information. Ben at extolmagazine.com, Jason at extolmag.com. We've had over 2 million views on average per month over the last 90 days, and that's a big thank you to you, by the way. So thanks for supporting our channel, our social media platforms. Thanks to our partners, Ivy Tech Community College, Sellersburg. My daughter's already got over 30 credits, getting a head start in college, helping out thousands of people across Southern Indiana. Prospective students, you can register now for summer classes. They'll meet you where you're at, wherever your career's at, and help you advance. Thank you to Lions Roofing, trying to get them some dry days to get some fresh shingles on a lot of roofs that had some damage in March and April. Thanks to Brad Weddington for giving us a lot of advice yesterday. Stay tuned for Wednesdays with Weddington. And NWSB, people you know wherever you go. They knew my name when I popped in there in the downtown branch, which is a really awesome branch, by the way, in New Albany. So thanks for all of our partners for helping out. Thank you for tuning in here. Let me check on some comments if we've got some late comments coming in. And so Vicky, it's back to the cicadas. Have you ever eaten them? I wonder how you'd fix them. I've had them offered to me before. I denied them. I did not try it out. But I hear they're okay. They're kind of, what were they saying? They're like the shrimp of the forest, because I think they're like a crustacean, actually. If I'm not wrong, Google it. I think they're related to like the crustacean shrimp family, so they might not be too bad. Find you a recipe for some cicadas if they pop up. But also, if they do come out of the ground, you see them, you hear them, take a video and maybe get a picture of them. I'm always interested in those cicadas and their chorus that they bring to Southern Indiana. You can always email me, ben@extolmagazine.com, or just comment on one of my posts, those cicadas. So we might just leave it there with Vicky with our last comment. Again, today, some scattered showers and some thunderstorms this afternoon. Hopefully you stay dry. At the moment, as we take a live look outside, it is currently dry in New Albany right now. And let me take off Vicky's comment there and bring up one last thing before we say goodbye here, and that is a look at our current live radar. And then we'll just wrap things up here on this Thursday. Happy Friday Eve to you, by the way, on this May 8th. Very comfortable outside, but there are a couple showers around the area. But they're going to become more widespread as that front moves through this afternoon. So currently we're looking at still some rain. Crawford County has been getting most of the showers around Milltown, and then that's been very slow to move into southern Washington County. A little sprinkle there around Hardinsburg. Scottsburg, you're dry. Just north of Austin, Indiana, around Colorsville, still a couple sprinkles there. So not a whole lot happening right now. Some showers around Carrollton, Kentucky, and then just kind of scattered about near Taylorsville as well. All right, so that is it. Thanks for watching. If you're watching the replay later on this afternoon and evening, and again, this is your show. Extolmag.com/weather is your web page. If you have any advice, any suggestions, any maps that you want to see that you are not seeing, let me know. We're here to provide that information for you here at Extol Media for Southern Indiana and beyond. Again, like or subscribe. Thank you so much for your support and participation in Ben at 10. You can always find me on my Facebook page, meteorologist Ben Piney, P-E-I-N-E, or also on Extol Weather. There's the replay there. Extol Media. Like and subscribe on our YouTube page. And again, extolmag.com/weather. Thanks again for watching, friends, and we'll see you tomorrow. TGIF Friday tomorrow, May the 9th, same time, same place. It's Ben at 10.